What's good, everybody? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I figured I'd come in here and talk to y'all today about the truth about what I'm seeing and just give y'all a little warning because no one's paying attention. I have no idea why, but I definitely am paying attention, and I noticed that city's changing. It has changed for the worst, and for those of you who are enlightened and understand common sense as well as survival, you're going to understand this recording. You're going to understand this video more than everybody else. People that are more like the blue pill, who's okay with what's going on in the current status of the city and what we've been dealing with, you guys are probably not going to get anything that I'm saying. So you can probably just go ahead and log off now or just go to somebody else's stream. The reason I'm here today is to talk to you about the city and like the deadly summer of 2024, which is on the way. I've been living in New York City for a number of years now. I've been a resident here for over 20 years, and not in my lifetime have I seen it this bad. Have I seen the things that people are dealing with and just the blatant disrespect, disregard, and craziness which is going on out here. Yeah, so I say that because I'm noticing that a lot of people who are staying in the city are like tourists or people that are okay with what's going on. Don't feel as if they see anything as a problem and really can ignore a lot. You know, they ignore loud music, they ignore, stuff that I might catch on to with, let's say, for instance, loud music. They might ignore, triple parked cars outside in the front of the building because, yes, there's triple parked cars outside in front of the building. Not just the regular lane, not just double park. I'm talking about triple lane where that's the lane for cars to drive in. And the only lane that's available is the yellow line. And there's two car lanes where it's trying to go south to east, south to north. In this one little area of Sherman Avenue. That's just one little area which I noticed that it's being neglected and not really being catered to at all. It seems as if the people in New York have been given a pass to do whatever they want to do until the police come. That's what it seems like. They always come after the fact. They never know what happened. They're asking the wrong information, trying to pull video content for, whatever the case may be, when this person who committed the crime could be way, way far gone. Now, I'm in no way a criminal. I'm in no way a snitch. But I do believe that if I pay a certain amount of money to live somewhere, the people that come to where I live shouldn't be able to disrespect and cause chaos, filth, and just straight up disregard and disrespect for all citizens and tenants who live in the building. We have 93-year-old tenants who reside at the same place in this one specific area that I'm talking about. There's like really elderly people that are around. And it seems as if this is just one example, by the way, just one example. It seems as if the city police have basically given up on the neighborhood and basically let the criminals or whoever run it the way that they want to. So you come through a block, you might see a van that's got the door open with about a guy inside, two of his other boys. They got their own independent, sale going. A guy that's probably right next to them selling something else. I don't want to go into much detail about it, but it's a controlled substance. And then you got two schools that are on the same block. Now, this is when I really have an issue with it. Now, if y'all was in the rural area, in the hood, in the cut around the corner, okay, cool. But these specific individuals operate right where the children are and right when the children go to school at. So I would say 50 steps away from where these guys hustle at is the school. And then right across the street, about 70 steps away, there's another school. We're talking about no age greater than 7th grade in these two schools that these guys operate right in the middle of. You could see them operating as the children are going back and forth to school. So when I came up, that would never be. We would never allow anything like that, or the police would actually really have an issue with it. And you get arrested and you get extra charge for operating in the school zone, which I believe is 100 feet to 25 feet next to a school zone. So with that being said, and you have this going on here, it just shows the blatant neglect and the disregard for the people that actually live in the neighborhood. From these savages who's actually selling and, trying to hit on young girls and backpackers that are on their way to school, we have actually no defense against that. That's not my job to go out there and deal with those guys. It's actually the police and law enforcement's job to do that. But again, since they have turned a blind eye and made excuses about why they can't do certain things, we have this going on. You have situations where you got buildings that have been totally taken over by gangs, so that they can operate, sell whatever they want out of the front of the buildings. And basically they scare the tenants, and the tenants basically have no recourse or nothing that they can do because of the fact that the tenants live right where these guys operate. When the cops come around, they say, who did it? What did they do or whatever? Once you tell, those guys are going to come at you now. You got an issue with them. So that's what I mean by the citizen now being affected by the criminals and the gangs directly, even if they don't want to. So what's the solution? The solution is leave and go to another state, hopefully where this is not going on, or where it's not such a high crime area, because that's not the only crimes that happen out there. You got your robberies that I see happen almost every other day. I've seen stabbings in the front right there. There's unreported crimes that go on all the time as far as I've seen like arguments all the time over sales. People get into it. Might see a two dude jump one other guy. Guy can't do nothing, so he walks off and finally gets up off of the ground. I've seen that happen. I've seen people get robbed. One guy come up to purchase something, and then 3 guys surround him and take all of his money. And this is all happening in the same area because, again, there's no patrol. And if there's at least patrol, the criminals would say, hey, the cop car is coming. Maybe even giving that victim a chance to run away or something like that. But that's not the case due to the fact that there's no patrol in the city of New York anymore, especially in high crime neighborhoods, because they feel as if they arrest someone, they're going to get right out of jail and they're not going to be able to have the crime stick. So they really don't lock people up like they used to anymore. Then when it comes down to the actual crime, the judges let them out of jail real quick anyway. I mean, I know people that have killed people, that have, excuse my French, that have KILL, that have ended people's lives, and they're already out of jail while this person's family is still grieving. I don't see respect in that. I don't see anything good in that, and I don't see any reason for me not to be talking about that. You guys might think I'm snitching or whatever the case may be, but I really don't care, because you're not, the people that think that way, you're not mentally sound, and you basically are a criminal in your mind, even if you don't commit criminal acts, because you support criminal activity and you support criminals. So therefore you are a criminal because you support criminals and criminal activity. Then you have the elderly who are intimidated and scared to come home, or scared to complain about loud noise, screaming and fighting or yelling, or like one time somebody had like put some drugs under a guy's wheel well, and he went to go drive off, and the guy walked up to his car and took it out the wheel well, and he was like, "Yo, man, don't put nothing like that in my car." The dude was like, "Well, if you don't want nothing like that in your car, don't park it over here." Again, this guy pays rent. He's a bus driver. He's on his way to work. Somebody put some drugs in his car, and he got to deal with that. Had there been patrol, had there been some people around, had there been some help, that guy maybe would have been able to at least say something to defend himself. But no. Criminals run the street, thereby letting you know, be careful what you say or do, because you still got to deal with them on a one-on-one basis. So a lot of people don't like to tell about crimes that are committed against them, or at least things that they even see, because they don't want to be labeled a snitch, or they don't want the ramifications of the crime coming back to them, or the dealer or the gang member probably doing something to them. So it's a catch-22 situation depending on where you live at. So if you live in an area like Dyckman, places like, where there's gangs and certain people that actually run your building or run certain things around there, the only recourse is for you to leave. Don't even think about calling the police, because they're well aware of what's going on there. They've already dealt with it. They understand the players. And to some extent, they're allowing it. They're allowing it by not having a patrol car there. They're allowing it by not patrolling. They're allowing it by not having any beat walkers there. And they're allowing it by not arresting anybody or paying attention to that area. So you have a lot of areas which are high crime like that now, and that have been totally taken over by the criminals. So nowadays, if you want to make a noise complaint, you might have to wait 3 hours for the noise complaint. Yeah, 3 hours, 3 to 8 hours to finally hear something back. So that means that this person can blast this music outside your window for an entire work shift if they feel like it. So whatever they want to listen to, that's what you're listening to. And there's no recourse or nothing about it. If the cops come, they're going to turn the music down. Cops pull off, they're going to turn it right back up. Now they have this thing on the phone where you can make a video and send it into 311. This was made so that the cops could actually see where the crime was at and be able to pull up and notice it, and then be able to deal with it. Also, just in case when they're pulling up, they'll be able to not get tricked by the people turning the music down real quick and saying, "Oh, we're not playing music." Well, we got a video right here that shows it. And yeah, you need to keep that music down or we're going to give you a ticket. That's not the only thing that they do. If they come, they actually turn their phones around. How do I know this? Drug dealer stepped to me. "Yo, you know what you calling the cops? They showed us the phone. Video coming from my window." So now y'all put a citizen in jeopardy by snitching, telling on a citizen that's trying to get some sleep in a place that they live at, that they pay rent at. And y'all gonna look at me and say I'm a snitch or whatever like that, because I don't want to listen to loud banging music all day long. Only other thing is to go down there and get into something with them or to call the cops. So what's my choice? At this point, I decided to leave. I decided to leave New York altogether. I decided to leave because of the trains. The trains, there's so much crime going on the train, but forget about it. I've been here for years and I never had to worry about somebody pushing me on the tracks, somebody all of a sudden trying to cut me while I'm sitting down, somebody pulling out a gun to try to do something. Never had to worry about that at this level. And then you got the governor and you got the mayor and the city police talking about crime is down. Crime is down where? In your house? Because it's not down in the streets of New York. And again, I'm no punk. I'm not puss. But the bottom line is I can't beat everybody. And when they don't let us carry to defend ourselves, what else can you do? Because in the state of New York, if you defend yourself, you're going to go to jail for defending yourself. Because they have a law where if you could get away, you should just get away and call the cops. That's the law. Don't defend yourself, which is crazy. But the criminals can hurt you. That's what can happen. And then when they hurt you, they go to jail. Very short amount of time when they come right back up. Probably before you even heal up. Another reason why I'm leaving New York. The prices of everything is ridiculously too high. Why would you want to live somewhere where you can't even eat? Can't even pay the rent? It's ridiculous to live in a place like that. For what? For convenience? The convenience is not that much. And the problems outweigh the convenience when it comes down to the state of New York and the city of New York. It's very bad, very bad. People are ignoring what's going on in this city. And that's why I said New York City is a deadly summer of 2024. It's on the way. It's definitely on the way. I know what I'm talking about. All of the neglected crimes, no patrol, unreported criminal activity, quality of life crimes at their highest, and basically a governor and a mayor who are acting as if they can't do nothing about it. So who suffers? The citizens of the city. And that's what's going on right now. So expect problems. Expect to hear more stuff on the train, a lot more. Keep your ears peeled for areas like Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, east side of Manhattan, Dyckman, Sherman Avenue, Inwood, high crime. They have no idea. It's so unreported, it's ridiculous. Jamaica, Queens, and certain places like that. Brooklyn, I would say almost anywhere now, but just not that much downtown. But Bed-Stuy, anywhere like even Fort Greene, Williamsburg might be the safest place right now, and even downtown is not, because criminals know where people with money are at, so that's where they go. Park Avenue in Manhattan is not even safe anymore. All of the criminals and the migrants and homeless people are taking over all of the scaffolds. Everywhere they put up scaffolds, they're taking them over and building places to live, and the police and sanitation aren't doing nothing about it. A lot of these people are migrants. A lot of them have migrated from other countries. A lot of them, they have not had the paperwork checked. So they could be all sorts of criminals and different things, which is why we have a lot of different crimes going on. We have a lot of organizations that owe the cartels money. We have a lot of individuals that owe the cartels money. And these individuals are now in our cities, and their families are back in their country with the cartels. And the cartel is letting them know, if you don't pay us, your family is going to be in trouble. So these immigrants, these migrants, what do? They commit crimes, they organize, they create gangs, and they create chaos. And that's what's going on also in the city of New York. So it's in the trains, it's with the migrants, it's with the no patrol, as well as the criminals who are already here, who are more established, like your basic weed dealer or your basic corner drug dealer. He is now more empowered now because the police don't come around anymore. Therefore, he is fortified in his dealings now and has more of a grasp and a hold on that neighborhood. Gangs are very prevalent, very prevalent. Whatever gang you name, they're out there now. And the numbers are growing due to the migrants, as well as the fact that a lot of people are not working now. And they have to find ways of making money. They don't want to work, and there's not a lot of jobs available anyway. And the jobs that are available don't pay enough. Since COVID, a lot of people don't want to work in the state of New York. In the city of New York, they're being lazy. They get food stamps. The majority of people now in the city of New York, they get food stamps. So they don't have to worry about food, at least. Majority of the people that you see hustling and selling drugs on the street, they probably rent a room. So they do a lot of crimes in the daytime. They don't do stuff around where they live at. They do stuff around other places because of the fact that they don't want to do it where they live at because they only have a room anyway. So every day they get up and go outside and do whatever they can and then cause chaos, steal, do whatever they can, bring that back to the shelters or whatever rooms that they're staying at, and they just keep that going. So these small level crimes keep these other criminal organizations going. And that's basically what's going on in the city of New York. You got your trains with the crime, you got your neighborhoods with the crime, you got your criminals that are on the streets. Last but not least, you have your mentally challenged individuals who have been let go from prisons and or psychiatric wards and or places like hospitals where they've been probably diagnosed with bipolar, paranoid, schizophrenia, and much more. But due to the fact that the government is letting all these people out on the streets, that's where they are now. And we, as citizens, have to deal directly with them. The entire time I've been on live with you, there's been blasting music outside, the drug dealers have been taking over and whatever like that. I'm not rich. I don't live in a neighborhood where I can have a house and afford that yet. I can't wait to get to that point because these people are they're my inspiration to get out of this situation. I will tell you that. But as far as the area, the neighborhood, there's so many blind people in Inwood and Manhattan and Queens and the Bronx that basically turn a blind eye to crime. And that means that a lot happens and a lot is gonna happen. So all I can do is stay safe, try to be able to live another day, and hope that I don't fall victim to criminals, mental issues, or whatever the city has in store. I pray that I can make it out. I give myself at least another year with the tactics and with the moves that I'm doing. I really don't care about my neighborhood. I don't care about the people around my neighborhood because they don't unify and don't try to help themselves. They actually support dealers and things of that nature because their mindset is that of immigrants and people that don't have much, so selling drugs to them is okay. But we know that those crimes start from levels like that and intimidation and taking over and stuff like that. So yeah, it's basically it in a nutshell. I hope that you guys got a clear message from me today about New York City, the deadly summer of 2024, and what's on the way that we expect and we know that's coming. Because ever since before COVID, it's already been bad. Now it's getting even worse. So with that being said, if you're a New York resident, if you're anywhere in the 5 boroughs, Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, I wish you guys safety. I hope that you're able to make it through this summer. If you're planning on staying, if you're planning on leaving, I hope that the place that you go to rewards you with fruitfulness and great health. And I pray that you have a fantastic life. We deserve to live comfortable, and we deserve to live in peace and harmony. As individuals, we do not deserve, or we should not affect each other's lives in any sort of disrespectful manner. I shouldn't affect your home, your people. You should not affect mine in any negative manner. We should want to be living in harmony and respect each other. But sadly, we're in the year 2024, and that's not the same to me. So it's your boy BOOGOTTINYC. Like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact that you came here to chill with me and get this information about New York, the deadly summer of 2024, what's on the way, I appreciate you. So until the next time, I ask you to leave a comment. Hopefully you subscribe if you like the content, and you might share with a friend. So the next time I see you, it's your boy BOOGOTTINYC. Thank you for coming.